This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the Patagonia Black Hole MLC 45 liter, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. Let's dive in. So the primary material that we're working with here is 100% recycled polyester, and we also have a 100% recycled TPU film laminate. So this material does pretty well in the rain because of that laminate, I always mess that word up, but you know what I'm talking about. So I took a walk with this in the rain, no problems. I think it'll handle snow or anything like that just as well too. So it's pretty durable too. You can see the nice ripstop texture when I bring it up there close. I will say, if you don't have this thing completely packed out, it can get a little bit saggy because this material is very thin and very lightweight, especially for how durable it is. So if this is pretty packed out right now, but if you don't have it completely packed out, it does look a little bit saggy. But even then, it's like you're not gonna put 15 liters worth of gear in a 45 liter backpack. Just something to keep in mind. If maybe you're going somewhere where you know you're gonna get a bunch of stuff, on the way there it might just look a little bit droopy. But overall, pretty happy with the materials. Nothing really negative to report. Let me find some of these zippers here. Okay, so we've got YKK zippers. They work as you'd expect them to. YKK is one of the best brands in the business. We've got these big beefy ones on the main compartment and a little bit smaller on the laptop tech compartment. Very basic pulls, but I like that because they're not super loud or anything like that. They're not jostling around too much. There's a little bit of noise, but it's nothing crazy. Then we have Duraflex buckles here throughout and hardware throughout the bag. Again, one of the best brands in the business. Whenever you see Duraflex, you know that it's going to be quality. So there isn't a ton going on around this pack. We do have compression straps on the sides here, two on either side, which is helpful to kind of wrangle the pack when you've got a ton of gear inside of there. As you can see, I can even get a little bit more compression out of what I have in there right now. That just makes it feel a little bit more manageable and pull it down a little bit. Obviously, we still have this kind of bulky area in the middle because this is where the compression straps are, but it does its job pretty well, in my opinion. We've got attachment loops on all 4 corner areas here, so you can attach gear to the outside of the bag if you want to. You could do shoes, a water bottle or something like that, because we don't have a water bottle pocket. Really whatever you want to, and my favorite thing about this feature is it doesn't get in your way if you don't want to use it. So it just actually kind of looks like a nice contrast if you're not using it, but then you can attach gear to it as well if you want to. On the top, the side here, and then on the bottom, we have these straps, which is very handy for if you're putting it in or pulling it out of the overhead bin, or if you're on public transit or something like that, you can kind of just hold onto the bag. There's not a ton of padding and there's no aeration, so I wouldn't carry it around like this a lot, especially because this is a 45 liter bag. It's going to be pretty heavy, but very nice to have those options to carry it that way if you want to. And also they don't really get in your way if you're not using them, similar to those attachment loops. So they're just there if you need them, but you don't have to use them if you don't want to. So we do have a luggage pass-through on the back panel here. As you can see, it sits vertical, so your backpack will sit horizontally when it's on your rolling luggage. If you put it this way, you can still kind of access these compartments because you can leave the zippers up here because there's 2 zippers, but we'll get into that a little bit more later. When it comes to the harness system, it's actually not the most comprehensive harness system, but I found it to be pretty comfortable. So we got a lot of good padding here on the back panel. It breathes pretty well, not as well as I thought it would from initially, but it is a 45 liter backpack. I mean, your back's probably gonna sweat while you're wearing it. It's just a really big backpack, but overall pretty comfortable if you ask me. The shoulder straps are very malleable, which I like for a big bag like this. I sometimes don't really like a super just thick and kind of not malleable shoulder straps. They're just, I don't know, they can get sweaty and just make you a little bit more uncomfortable quicker. I like how malleable these are and just how easy they are to use and just cinch them up when you need to. So we do have a sternum strap here in the middle. It's on a ladder, so you can't make micro adjustments, but it's not going to slide around anywhere because it can't do that. And we have some elastic on there as well, which is a nice touch to keep things comfortable. Down here we have a hip belt, and again, it's got quite a bit of padding and aeration on this side to keep things cool and comfortable. And you can remove both this and the sternum strap if you don't want to use them, but for such a big backpack, I think that they are pretty helpful. And this actually is useful for another one of the carry methods, which we'll get into shortly. So I recommend bringing this along with you for the ride, even if you aren't necessarily going to wear it, because also you can stow them away. This one can stow in here like that, and you can unclip the bottom of the straps here and stow these away too. So if you are finding this video helpful, make sure you throw a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. So sorry if the mic's a little bit in an awkward position, but it's just kind of how it works with this harness system. So I'm in backpack mode right now. I find this mode to be the most comfortable for me personally. It is a very big backpack, so if you are a little bit shorter than me, it might ride down a little lower or a little higher than you want it to. I'm just over 6 foot, and as you can see, it's already pretty low on my back. It's also a pretty wide backpack, so I really feel like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle when I'm wearing this thing, but overall it is pretty comfortable. I've got a lot of gear inside of here right now, and I tested it with various, weights and stuff like that. Very comfortable, especially for the size. It's not gonna be as comfortable as a very small day pack or something like that, but you can transition between modes pretty easily. Sorry if I hit the mic here. Should be the last time we have to worry about that. But going from backpack mode, you can quickly change. I'll actually just step up to the table here, clip these off pretty easily, and slide these away. It's always harder when you're trying to do it on camera, but you get the picture here. It's pretty quick and easy to do. Slide these inside of here. And then you can also slide the straps in here as well, the hip belt I mean. And then we are ready to roll in duffel mode once we get those all stowed away. So shove those inside of here. And now we are in duffel mode, so you can just carry this bag around a lot easier. And this is better for storage in my opinion, because there isn't nearly as much going on here. So if you are going on a long flight and you think you might have to get some stuff in and out of this from the overhead bin, it's better to stow it in there like this, because the straps aren't gonna get caught on other people's luggage or in the corner of the overhead bin or anything like that. Very easy to get the bag out and organize it like this. And then our third method is using the hip belt here. You have to hook and loop fastener inside of here, pull it out like that, and then you attach this on, must be on the other side here, there is a little buckle that pops out for this one, and then on the other side over here you have another one that you can pull out to attach the other side to. Here we go. Struggling here, especially when you're on camera. Things, as I said, don't always want to go how you want to do it, but now you have crossbody mode, so you can wear it on your shoulder like this, or, sorry if I hit the mic again here, you're in crossbody mode like this. So this one isn't as comfortable for me personally, but it is nice to switch it up if you've been in backpack mode or duffel mode for too long. And you can wear it like this just to kind of change things up, or maybe this is more comfortable for you in the long run, but it's nice to have 3 different carry methods for 3 different ways to travel. So I'm going to take this strap off now, and you can kind of see what I mean about how it's easier to just use the bag kind of when it's in duffel mode, because there's no straps in the way. But obviously you can get into the bag when you're in backpack or crossbody mode pretty much just as easily. But let's find the zippers. Okay, so we'll start with the laptop or tech compartment, whatever you want to call it. It has a nice clamshell opening, so if you wanted to, and this was on your rolling luggage, you could just keep the zippers on this side over here, and then it's on your rolling luggage. You can go like this, and you can reach in and get the stuff you want to get. As you can see, you can grab the laptop or whatever. It's not the most, it's not, I don't know, it's like a little bit cumbersome, but you can do it. And that's one of the things I don't like when you have rolling luggage and the backpack goes sideways. It's hard to access the gear, so it's nice that you can access this if you want to. But moving into that compartment, I just have it packed away with what I typically use on a daily basis, so you can see how that fits inside of here, and then also the room for extras, because obviously this is a travel backpack. You're going to bring more than you just bring on a daily basis. So I've got a 3D printed 15-inch MacBook Pro here, no problem fitting inside of there. As you can see, there's quite a bit of room to move around, and then you have this hook and loop fastener on a strap here to hold the laptop in place. Nice feature there. And one thing I like is that this is on this side and not this side, so this is really overpacked right now. So as you can see, it's kind of bulging out, whereas on this side, there's nothing to bulge, so the laptop is going to fit in flat. Obviously, when you put it this way, it's going to maybe hit this a little bit, but you have no problem really fitting that inside there due to how much gear you have stowed inside, and I've seen that issue with other packs in the past, so I really do like that this is over here on its own. We have a very large flat pocket over here right now, and I didn't really have a use for this while I was testing it, but if you were to bring like a larger book you wanted to read, or you have some documents you want to bring, you're traveling for work, maybe you're like an architect or something like that, and you need to have, obviously architecture plans are normally bigger than this, but you get what I mean. You have a nice flat area that is also made even more flat and kind of has protection because your flat, like your hard laptop is right here. So nice spot to stow extra goodies right there. Obviously flat items do well there because it is going to be on the back panel here, and then also your laptop, so you don't want it to be bulging or anything like that. So over on this side here, we have a mesh pocket here, which I like because you can see what's inside of there. I just have my tech pouch stowed in there right now. You could use this whole area as your tech pouch if you want to, so you don't have to bring something like this, but I like to have this just because if you go traveling and then you're gonna go to a coffee shop or something like that, you can just bring your tech pouch and it's not all like loose in here. But if you're somebody who doesn't bring a ton of tech and isn't gonna go to a coffee shop to do work or anything, you could just put your chargers and stuff throughout here. I really like this zippered compartment for a travel, or not a travel laptop charger, just a laptop charger, because it is, you can see that it's in there, but it's also contained inside of here and the cord's not going every which way. So we have two mesh pockets here that are pretty big and they do hold down on gear pretty well. So I have a pretty small wallet, just a Chums surf shorts wallet, and that was held in there and didn't pop out at all. So that works pretty well in my experience. So you can put cords, cables, whatever inside of here, hard drive, whatever you want, and it's not really gonna move around too much because of that elastic. And then we have two larger liner pockets here. So I've got my phone stowed in the one that has the hook and loop fastener on the strap there, just so it doesn't move around or anything like that. This one also has a little bit of extra padding, which you don't see in the other pocket over here. So this one does not have as much protection. We do have a key leash here on the top, which feels very out of place in this pocket, but there's no small quick access pocket on this backpack. So this was kind of the place that made the most sense for it, but it's just kind of dangling up here. It can go inside this pocket if you're not using this pocket, so you can put your keys on there when you leave, put it in this pocket, and it's kind of safe in there, but it just feels a little bit awkward to me. Then we have two pen sliders that you can put pens or a stylus in. So a ton of organization here. This is kind of like your admin panel, or as I said, you could use it as like your tech area because you have your laptop, you can put your headphones over here, all your cables and chargers and stuff like that. And it's nice that it's a, what's it called, a clamshell opening, because you can really get good access to it as well, even though if it's not the most intuitive if you're just trying to grab something quickly. So moving into the main compartment, that's where the bulk of your storage is gonna be. This is a 45-liter pack, and that's where a lot of your storage is. So as you can see here, these two compression straps don't go over the zipper, but these two on this side do. So to get inside, you do have to pop those open to open the pack. So we're gonna open this big, beefy YKK zipper, as you saw. Pretty quick to do, but I mean, you can go kind of all the way around, but it is kind of challenging to do. But the zipper is very smooth. The only thing that kind of slows you down is the size of this pack. And as I mentioned earlier, it is very large. So when I reviewed a smaller version of this pack, I noted that the main compartment is kind of what you're used to seeing in rolling luggage, just in backpack form. And I do like that, especially for something this big. I didn't like it as much on something smaller, but for a 45-liter pack that you're using for travel, I like this a lot. It really works for me. So this is the bulk of your storage is gonna go on this side over here. And this is what was kind of making the bag fill out on this side. So if you don't have as much gear stowed here, it's not gonna be as filled out on this side, and it might get a little bit droopy or whatever you want to call it. So we have a nice divider here. Again, two zippers, so you can leave this wherever you wanted. So in theory, you have those two zippers there. You could leave them here and then leave these two zippers here, and then you could kind of get into this compartment if you wanted to while this is on your rolling luggage. That's not super intuitive for me, but you could do it, and I like the fact that you have the ability to do it. So I've just got big old packing cubes stowed inside here right now. So you think, oh, there's two. No, there's a whole other packing cube underneath there. There's a ton of room here. Like, this is gonna be probably a majority, if not a majority, definitely a plurality of your space is coming from this area here. I mean, seriously, it's just a huge dump pocket, and there's no organization inside of here, so that's why I'm using packing cubes, because it makes it easier to find the gear. It's like, okay, I have 3 packing cubes. I know which in each of those 3 packing cubes, so when I need to grab something, I can just grab that packing cube instead of searching for, like, this is like as big as a dresser drawer, so finding a single shirt in there could be kind of challenging, but if you know which packing cube it's in, similar to like a tech pouch, knowing where cords are, that's why I used it. But you really don't have to if you don't want to. You're going to fit more gear inside of here without packing cubes, but it's not going to be as organized. But as you can see, just a ton of space. You can kind of see what I'm talking about here. When it's not completely full, you're going to get a little bit of that kind of stuff. But as long as it's, you know, even like half full, I think you're going to be okay in the looks department. But close that up now. And then over here we have these 2 dividers, and as you can see, I have gear in one, and you can't really tell, but there's nothing inside of this one right now. But I kind of like this dynamic because I like having a place for clean stuff and a place for dirty stuff. It's not the most economical use of space. You could stow something in here for on the way there and then move it on the way back, but I like having clean socks and underwear and other delicates up here, and then as you use them, you can shift them down here because this one breathes. You can see what's inside of there. You can see, oh, I'm out of socks and underwear. I need to go do some laundry real quick or something like that. And then the dirties go down here because it can't breathe as much. You can't see it, but you don't really need to see what's in your dirties, but it can't breathe as much, so it's not going to be stinky or anything like that. So just big open pockets. As you can see, it goes all the way down. That's the liner pocket and then the mesh pocket so you can see what's underneath there. So as I said, I really like this for travel. Maybe it's not the most intuitive if you're trying to bring a specialty item, but it's really not holding you back from bringing anything because it is such a big area. Like I was able to fit my camera cube inside of here in addition to, at some point I had my tech pouch stowed inside of here because I had other tech stowed in this compartment over here. You could put shoes inside of here, obviously use a shoe pouch or something like that, but you just got a ton of space. But as you can see, those are the only 2 compartments. So you don't have, you know, a quick use compartment or something like that really to put your phone and your wallet and stuff like that in. So I really recommend if you are going with this backpack, it's nice to have a day pack to bring with you, maybe a packable day pack you can stow inside of here. So that way when you get to your destination, you don't have to lug around a big backpack like this. Or if you can get by with just a sling, this is a great pack for the airport. If you just have this pack and then a sling, because then all the stuff you're gonna use on the plane goes inside of the sling, you're wearing it on your front. It's pretty comfortable, and then you can stow this away and you have all your gear, like your phone, your passport, whatever, inside of your sling. But that's just how I would do it. You don't have to do it that way. I'd like to know how you guys would use this pack because I think it is very versatile, and also you have that sustainability shell because of the recycled materials, and it can handle rain, water, whatever you are going to throw at it. So overall, very happy with this pack, but it is very big. So there you have it, the Patagonia Black Hole MLC 45 liter. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you on the next one.